So we keep going live and we're not showing up anywhere, but today we are actually live and in living color.
And living
So,
color.
so you're live with Connecticut Housewives.
And Housewives of Connecticut.
Yes. So we're getting this thing down. And I know for sure because I do see a picture saying that we are live on Facebook.
That's always
And
reassuring.
go live means go live. So um, you know, it's a good day.
It's a good day.
Nice springy day, and I meant to bring my seeds up here. So you have seedlings that you put outside. Tell us about your ant patch. So we talk about gardening people. We talk about elderly care. We talk about spring, the weather, Connecticut, Texas, wife, children. You said what? Sister locks. Yes, sister locks. Yeah, you're looking. I like your little do there today. I like your do.
Well, thank you, sister. I see you got a little bit of little lipstick on there. Accentuate your loveliness.
Mm-hmm. They say when you wear a nice lip that pops, it makes your teeth look whiter.
Yeah, I heard.
So we're working on it. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so yeah, tell us about you were working in the garden the other day and the ants. What about the ant hills?
So let me tell you, I did one flower bed, one garden bed, and planted. I think I was telling you, I don't even eat okra, but okra and radish and some spinach and some other stuff. Right, put it in, and started out from no, I started those out. I sowed them in to the ground, to the garden bed. So those are sown in. The other ones are supposed to be the same thing where you just sow it right in also, but I actually started them in the house. And that was cucumber, and I think you saw the whole row, tomatoes and some other stuff in it. Mm-hmm. So the cucumbers were getting so crazy that I said, "Wow, I better go ahead and put these in the ground because everything's getting crazy now." The other one was Swiss chard, so they're getting like really stringy as opposed to.
Oh, right. They're reaching for the sun. They're reaching for the light.
So I said, "Oh no, I gotta do something." So I went outside and finished. So I think one flower bed, one garden bed was already done, and I'm going to show you that I actually had to sprinkle cinnamon all around it just to hopefully keep the ants away from that.
Put that picture in there because you put that picture. You had that picture of I'm gonna. You know what? We're gonna go live on Facebook too. We're just gonna go out. We're just gonna put ourselves out there today.
Girl, go live everywhere. Go. You know what? If you have it, do it.
So we're live on Facebook too. Hello Facebook group and hello YouTube.
Hello YouTube. And I'm Adwa.
Yes, and I So you said that you put so much cinnamon on that garden. It looked like you were fertilizing. I wish you had that picture. I wish we could just pop that picture in there.
We're gonna go outside. It looks exactly the same. Except I mixed it up a little bit just to try to get some more into the.
I hope you did it from far away because those ants were attacking your feet. You should have taken the rake and did it from your porch down. And
they have a trail to get to the garden bed, which means that they are already on alert everywhere.
They've been marching since like January.
So like I say, the first one no problem. Second one side by side right next to it. And that's the one that has all the ants, and that's where I'm like, oh no, I can't. So I couldn't even use that bed, right? Mm-hmm. So I think you and I were talking about putting some not paprika, but some cayenne pepper and some vinegar. I mean, at this point, there's nothing in it, so I mean, I figured vinegar, the soil of death, and then figure out a way to replenish the nutrients I'm sucking out of, killing it with it. Mm-hmm. So that one's a project because they're coming out from underneath, like the abyss of the garden bed. Mm-hmm. Then I went to the next one, and I checked. I had a few little ants, put a little bit of cinnamon on it, and said, we're just gonna go with it. Mm-hmm. So that's where I planted the cucumbers, and I ended up using. We had some gates from when we were living in Killeen, mm-hmm. And I used the gate. I'm going to use the gates as a trellis. Is how I'm thinking I'm going to use it. I might have to do something a little bit different, but that's how I'm gonna. That's what I don't like to waste stuff, so I try to reuse things.
Recycle. Can you tell my husband if that's a thing to recycle?
Recycle,
honey. That's not clutter. We're recycling.
So yeah, our mom probably cringes because she's like the neat freak, everything. But anyway, so third bed, I put the cucumbers in it on 2 rows. Just because if they're gonna eat some, I might have something to reap later on, right? Mm-hmm. So that was that. So then there's another bed next to it, smaller, it's been falling apart. I've had these things, keeping in mind, for probably 7, 8 years, but I made them out of the cedar wood fencing.
Okay.
I mean, so yeah, blood, sweat, and tears. I mean, these are like, homegrown, homemade, right? With the exception of the last two, because those are the first three are small, and I made those by hand. A little special, cut it down and everything, tape,
Mm-hmm.
staple the little mesh in the inside, everything. So yeah, okay. So, but anyway, so that bed, I want to use, but I know it's gonna fall apart like any moment. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna see if I can just go ahead and clean that one up too. I haven't cleaned it up yet. I just
Mm-hmm.
stuck remaining cucumber ones that were left in there, like two of them. One is already, but one of them is still in that bed and it's still trying to survive. So today I plan on weeding that one out and maybe mixing a little bit of compost, not compost, but either my compost or
Mm-hmm.
manure into
And
to
that's
see if
and
I
that's
can.
mature and that's matured manure because you can't. People think that they can just stick unmatured manure in their garden, and that will burn up.
Oh,
And that will kill some stuff. So it has to
mm,
be matured, like sat on the side for a bit and all
oh
that kind of
yeah,
stuff.
looks like sandish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put the Swiss chard in there. I'm gonna put the whatever else I have, sitting out. Lettuce. I don't know. I gotta be. I'm gonna try to just see what I can do. Swiss chard, lettuce, whatever goes in it is gonna grow.
Swiss chard is so pretty. It is so pretty.
Yeah,
Even if I just grow it because it's like the red veins that are coming up through the Swiss chard.
yeah.
I really don't. I know that people say it's not a big deal, but I really don't know how to cook with it because collard greens we grew up on,
Mm.
spinach, kale, but Swiss chard has a little bit of a like a tarty taste. Like, have you noticed that?
Yeah, it's kind of like, but it's in that whole family of kale. So if you know how to do something with kale,
The kale doesn't have a tart taste. I guess because chard, I have to just get used to it. But I'm sure
mm,
that it's good. Like you probably just saute it with onions and garlic.
that you can put it in. You can put it in the salads. Give it that bittersweet kind of taste to it. Whatever. I
Mhm.
know, I know, I know. But
Right.
they say bitter is better, right? So
Well, they say the bitters are better for us. You're right. Yeah.
put it in the smoothies.
Mhm. No, no, no. Put it in a smoothie. I mean, I can put almost anything in a
Put it in.
smoothie.
You
It
put your
takes.
sweet stuff in there, it should be okay.
It's gonna take some time to get used to but it's pretty. So just grow it anyway, people. Just grow it anyway.
Mm-mm.
But so
Yeah.
yeah. So how many of each do you think you have? Because I know, man, your baby boy is the master gardener. He's that guy. I mean,
Yeah.
besides the fact that he tore his house down and then rebuilt it all by himself, basically with a couple of friends here and
Uh-huh.
there. But
That's pretty amazing. Mm-hmm.
yeah. So how many tomato plants and how many cucumber plants? I mean, you're in Texas, even though we're just Connecticut Housewives, we know people, but she was born and raised right here in Connecticut, and we're actually blood sisters. And we're also both veterans and moms and the whole thing. So yeah, how many tomatoes do you think you have? Because I think I love tomatoes so much that you can almost not have enough tomatoes and you cannot have enough cucumbers.
But you know what? Just like I was telling you about Colleen, when I had that one tomato bush, I call it. And can I just tell you that that thing was reaping a harvest until February. I stopped watering it like toward the mid portion of January because it's ridiculous. I mean, I shouldn't say ridiculous because I'm grateful it was plentiful and it was thriving.
So you're
But
saying
gosh,
from
man,
spring of one year all the way through to summer, past December, and all the way into the next year.
winter, yeah, it's almost to the end of that winter.
Wow.
Well, February. But
Yeah.
I think if I kept watering it and giving it nutrients, because keeping in mind we're in zone 9, right? I believe it's like zone 9 here.
Mm.
So long story short is you can do a whole lot for a long period of time.
Yeah.
Here.
Like, do your tulips come up around Resurrection Day, or what we call, people call Easter? Because if it's that hot in Texas, I wonder, like, how do the flowers still know when to come up? Because it stays hot there. Like in New England, it automatically, I know, but in New England, it automatically comes up, and it's like, ooh, Resurrection Day. What else do we call it? Because I don't like using the term Easter.
No,
Because
no,
Easter.
we're gonna call it Resurrection Day.
Okay, so around that time, Passover. That's the Passover day.
Passover, yeah. Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
So how like the tulips come up around Passover? Like how do they know to do that in Texas? Or like
Mm.
say if you lived in Africa, which I would love to one day live in Africa, how do the tulips know that this is the time to come up when it's hot all year round? Do
Mm,
you ever
mm,
wonder
mm.
that? I always wonder that.
No, but it is a marvel though.
It is.
Mm-hmm. Well, just the whole thing with perennials, just knowing when to come back, just coming back, is amazing.
Yeah.
And it's funny because when I was a kid, I always thought that annuals were the ones that came back annually, and perennials were the ones that you had to,
Yeah.
So it's amazing.
Annual means just 1 year, and perennial means it comes back. And that's like my hostas that are in my front yard. I love it. They're like, I dug them up. I'm not sure if you know the story, but I dug them up from my mom's yard before she left Connecticut. And well, I was pregnant with my son, so he's like 18 and a half. He's going to be 19 in October. And I'm out there in the front yard digging up the hostas to move him to my yard over here, where I live around the corner from her. And then her friends would drive by, and she's like, "Oh, do you want a hosta?" I'm like, "Mommy, I am like, what month was that? Like, I'm like in the month of June here, in July or whatever." And she's like, "Come on, she'll dig you one up." I'm like, "I am like 6 months or so pregnant here. Hello." Maybe
But isn't it funny how your mom's always like puts us to work, like mom, like we don't have other things to do or want to do something else,
Like one time my kids were I think she was there. I'm not sure if she was at our sister's house or something, or even at her house before she moved. And the kids are shoveling out grandma, because that's shovel out grandma. But then people were coming out to the street. She said, "Oh, my grandkids can shovel."
Yeah. I was gonna say the same thing. Yeah. Like I always to shovel her out for fun because I hadn't lived there in Connecticut for a long period of time. So I'm like, yeah, shovel. Plus I was younger, and I like exercise, right? So it was helping, helping first, and then fun, and then exercise. But long story short was I really enjoyed it. And then you find yourself going up to the other elderly neighbor, like up further, a little further, and then back down to the other elderly neighbor. It's like,
and that's it's
remember, it is cold outside. It's fun till you get to like a third, fourth house.
Then your fingers start getting numb, and your toes start getting numb. But as I'm finishing this up, this is my water that I drink in the morning, and I put like my liquid stuff in there, and then it's green because of the chlorophyll that I like to drink. That's supposed to help with all your bodily functions, to help you smell much better. Just put it that way.
Well, they also say that cantaloupe is the same thing as far as
What does?
Cantaloupe.
Yes, cantaloupe, and I hear not just cantaloupe. Maybe that's why all the great aunties always had cantaloupe. Do we have a conversation about that? I'll tell you. But I've heard kiwi and watermelon, and you figure that all those things are really full of water.
I definitely heard of kiwi. I didn't know watermelon, but this doesn't surprise me. If cantaloupe, yes, then watermelon, I see. Yeah, makes sense.
So I would normally, I volunteer. Well, I was kind of working at this place on weekends for this Center for Women. And before I left on Saturday, they cut up this cantaloupe. It's a little, I mean, when you can take your time and take a cantaloupe and cut it up into nice little cubes like that size, that's love. Because that's like, you didn't just like, everything is nicely sliced and equal, all the equal cubes and stuff like that. And so we keep trying to get one of the girls to try the cantaloupe. She said, "I ain't eating that cantaloupe. That reminds me of old people." She said, "That's why does cantaloupe remind her of old people?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She says, "I don't know. The smell of it, everything just reminds me of old people." And then I'm like, "That's just crazy, girl." And then I thought about the first time we ever really experienced cantaloupe, maybe on a regular basis, was going at our great auntie's house.
Nana.
Not just Nana. I'm talking about the great aunt that lived right down the street from us.
Oh, El.
Yes. I'm like, that was like, I couldn't help but laugh because I'm like, okay, I see where she would associate it, because first of all, when you get to be older, you're the ones that can afford to buy cantaloupe, right? It's like such an exotic fruit. Like we had apples and oranges, and you go to auntie's house, and you get some bananas.
Yeah.
I don't even know when the first time we got introduced to like kiwi. I mean, like like kiwi, like what the heck? But that's supposed to be also good for bodily functions and bodily, good smells and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So I just thought that was
a lot of nutrients, packed in that little kiwi.
I know, right? And I had them, and I was all excited about it. But then, it's like, oh, can I eat another quick kiwi? Because first of all, when you eat it, does it give your tongue like a sensation? Because my daughter said that if you eat something and it gives you that sensation, it means that you're allergic to it. I'm like, I just think that that's just kiwi. Kiwi is just kiwi.
Well, it's the properties on the out, from the outside that's probably give you the tingle.
Well, I don't know. Even if we don't eat the outside. It just, I'm taking a spoon and I'm scooping it out and eating it. So I don't know. That's we'll have to check into that.
Well,
But
say that pineapple is really good for you, and you get a little tingle.
right.
Everybody
So
can't be allergic. I'm just saying to
I
pineapple.
know, right? Well, first of all, like our grandma T was allergic to strawberries. I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna stop eating strawberries.
I
Like,
know.
unless I'm breaking out and I need to be rushed to the hospital. If it's just a little tingle thing or whatever, like, thank God. I
I feel good. I feel good.
love yeah. So yeah, what? Oh yeah. What's the movie? What's the name of that movie? Come on, you got me.
Hitch.
Hitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
I'm sitting here and I'm as we're live, I'm like, you get notifications of other people that are live. And I'm like, wow, okay. So the book editor of the book that's being edited,
Mhm.
she just went live. I'm like, I've never seen you live at 1 o'clock. All of a sudden, everybody's going live on Tuesday at 1 o'clock. And
True.
I would support, but I can't support if I'm on my own.
Well, we
But
might have to add like Tuesday and Thursday and go in. Oh, I forgot to log into YouTube on my laptop. My laptop is actually right here today.
look at that.
Yeah.
So 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 the other auntie
Mhm.
called me because we're trying to make arrangements. Like I said, we're usually never in danger of any of our children watching us. I mean, not right now. I mean, maybe in the future. But so in talking to the auntie, one of the aunties that lives in DC,
Mhm.
because my daughter's getting ready to graduate, and so we're making plans. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just came back from a thing. Yes, praise God. Just came
Mhm.
back from a thing on this weekend, and that got me like, oh my gosh, my daughter is actually the baby girl's turning 25 on Saturday, and her graduation's in 2 weeks. I thought, okay, all right, I guess I better do something, a little something, something. You don't want to looking back on the 25th birthday and like, oh my gosh, because my parents don't celebrate birthdays like that. That day was completely boring for me. So I'm trying not to do that. So
Did you say
anyway,
your parents didn't celebrate birthdays?
her parents, my daughter's parents, which is me.
Oh,
Yeah, my
you
daughter's
should.
parents didn't celebrate.
I was
So
gonna say,
so my husband and I.
yeah.
So anyhow, I'll just take, not a big celebration. Just go out for tea. There's a really cute tea place that she wants to visit that's right here in New England.
Mhm.
And at first she thought about going to New York on the train. I'm like, you don't have to go to New York on the train by yourself on your special day, on your born day.
Your nephew was trying to call her to find out if she wanted to do something with him.
Oh, I'll have to remind her to
Yeah.
take a look and check. So I don't know. I forgot about that. But
I think he said that it went to voicemail. So
oh, okay. And
hopefully you
that's
guys have that same rule where you answer the phone or recall someone within 24 hours.
oh, I
Saying.
don't know. I mean, she's
Yeah.
each personality is different here. But
Oh yeah.
so anyway, so we're gonna do something. I did put in a letter of resignation to my favorite place because it's Saturday and the weather's so nice, and I want to spend more time with my daughter before she decides to head back off to school in the fall, early fall.
And then so tell us about the whole process of your resignation because I'm sure you got a story.
Because it's so fresh, I probably should not like go all the way into that. But
Oh,
no, yeah, no. Yeah,
oh.
I'm gonna, yeah.
You're gonna let
Listen,
some time elapse.
I don't know, let it marinate. We'll be ready to tell that story in like 2 or 3 years. No, but yeah, and I called her first because I knew her. They're so sweet, and I knew her from high school, so I wasn't gonna like send it in the blind. I gave a call, hey, are you available? And then she called me, and I just chit chat. I just wanted to downgrade to volunteer, so
Yeah.
I'm volunteer, still a servant leader, and I
Mhm.
can't wait to see these 3 young ladies graduate in October. They've been
Yes.
they've been in the program since October ish, and so
Wow.
they're like halfway mark right now,
Mhm.
and they're doing real well. They're living like in a house that was renovated. It was like an Airbnb, and I mean, if I could stay in there for like a year, 6 months, I mean, all the pouring in as far as the love and being covered with prayer and
Yeah.
scripture. Um,
Mhm.
there's a book called Sexual Healing, or so they're just going through all the books and learning
Yeah.
all the steps. It's like a kind of like a 12-month step 12-month step
12
program
step 12-step program.
with the but a lot of these homes are only like 3 months, 6 months. I'm not even sure how many weeks or whatever, but this was a whole
Uh,
year
Kind of like a halfway house, but
yeah, it's to me it's a little bit more glamorous than a halfway house to me. I don't know. I don't like the connotation of
yeah.
but basically that's kind of what it is.
Plus,
But
plus the word is kind of passe anyway. I mean, who even says that anymore? Halfway
yeah,
house.
yeah. Well, I'm sure there are some places, but this is so elegant. It's like in a really cute country town, and it's a Airbnb, like no, it's like a bed and breakfast type of thing. Each girl has her own home. I mean, own room, own bathroom,
Ooh,
garden in the back. So it's a really
yeah.
nice place, you know. So
That's like a retreat.
exactly. That's what it reminds me of.
Uh-huh.
But a lot of a lot of scriptures are all over the place in different places. Did you remember to read your scripture for the day? Remember to read your lesson and all the things. So to me, it seems very elegant and very let me go. But
Yeah.
for them, there's some things like no telephone, no television. But hey,
Mhm.
again,
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who don't watch television, who don't use it on a regular basis. So that sounds like a dream place for us, like vacation, yay!
Yeah. A lot of us our age and up,
Yeah,
it's like give or take.
yeah, exactly.
A lot of times when I sit down and watch TV, I'm sitting down and watch TV just to spend time with whoever's watching TV.
Exactly. But nowadays also I do that, but if it's a little bit too much bloodshed, like before I walked into the room last night and one of my kids were like, I'm like, oh wow, this looks like she's like, it's a little bit too much violence. You may not like it. So I just kept walking because thank you. Know me well enough to know that
Mhm.
I don't wanna
Yeah.
there's enough of that going on in the world. I don't want to sit and watch it on purpose.
Mhm.
I'd rather watch something else or read something positive or learn how to do content creation,
Mhm.
figure out my 30 days of content creation. So I love the fact that people are popping in and out. This is Connecticut Housewives. We're two sisters with sister locks, and we'd like to talk about gardening and elderly care. And speaking of elderly care, how is Pop?
He's doing good. He's upstairs watching TV. He
Uh,
sleeps each day. He sleeps a little bit more.
okay.
Oh, mom's gonna call you and tell you that someone that we know passed
Oh
away.
yeah, she did tell me.
You
She did
did?
tell me. Yeah. So the repast and the funeral's on Friday, so hopefully I can go. So, and if you're
Mhm.
popping in and popping out, just you can say what state you're from, or ask us a question or whatever. You can leave a comment. We would be happy to answer your question. But one of the so I forgot. See, this is us. We'll go from subject to subject. But the one
Okay.
auntie that I called to help me to make the reservations for DC, she said, "Oh, I watched your voice thing." I'm like, "Voice thing?" She's like, "Yeah, the one with you and your sister with the voice." I'm like, "Our podcast?" She said, I said, "The podcast on YouTube?" And she said, "Yeah." She said, "Yeah, you guys, you let your sister talk more." I'm like, "Okay," but my sister knows that I forget what I'm going to say, and if I don't say it right then and there, if I don't have any paper to write it down,
First
M.
of all, I'm okay with being your Batman, your Robin Batman.
I
So
I
that.
I said that, and she said,
You-
I'm joking, not joking." I said, "No, you're not." I said, "No, I'm thinking you're not joking, but it's the truth. It's the
Wait,
truth."
give,
And she
give me the
said,
give me a letter. On what?
"M." It's the truth anyhow. I'm like, and then she said that her friend was in the room and he said, "Y'all all do it to each other." And I'm like, he's right. We all do it to each other,
A fax. Yeah,
And she
yeah.
said, "Go get it." She said, "Go get up and go get something to drink. Leave the room."
But you know what? And the worst part is, I know for the average person, it seems like we're being rude, cutting each other off. But our whole life, we've always been around sisters, girl cousins, and you could never get a word in edgewise unless you interrupt. And me being one of the youngest ones, I'm going to interrupt all the time. I'm so sorry. It's like I'm not trying to be rude. It's just I'm so used to doing it, And you figure after all the little break we had, having kids, that I would stop doing it, right? No, I did to everybody else too. Can't
You
help it.
know, and then I have you have, two girls and a boy, two
Yeah.
girls and two boys. I have three girls and one boy. So my son
Mhm.
is like, he don't care about getting the conversation. And so I'd be in the kitchen with my three daughters and we'd be just like, and my husband's like double dutch, trying to get in the conversation. And he's like, "Honey, you didn't I'm like, "Honey, you gotta jump in." So then after when they were all in their teenage years, I'd be, everybody stop, daddy's trying to say something. Daddy's trying to say something.
That makes you want to not say anything. Okay,
He
that
was
makes me
waiting.
want to not say anything.
Yeah, yeah, no, he was waiting. I'm like, "Okay, daddy," because if you're heavily in the conversation and you're laughing and you're joking, you're not like, okay, who didn't speak yet? This is like, live or let live, or I don't know. It's like anyway. So that's what Auntie said to me. I'm like, no, you're right. You're right. I said, but I'm at the age where if I don't have paper in front of me, I will forget what I'm about to say next,
Yeah.
So anyway, so we're all getting ready to see each other in DC. That's going to be kind of exciting because it's not a funeral,
Right.
it's not even a wedding.
Thank God. I heard Aunt Millie's birthday was so nice. She came out that aisle. Oh, I said name. Anyway, she looks amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm not her. I think you between I am and you guys are the Parmesan / model / agency people. And she actually came down that runway looking ready to go. Yeah, she's the model. Remember?
She used to do hair. She used to was a hand model and a hair model. Yeah, back in the heyday. But yeah, they I don't even know what the term that they say anymore. Like they smashed in a good way. They
crushed it.
They pound her face. They call it, what do they call it? No, it's something when they do makeup and they do a really good job. It's like beat. They beat. That means that the makeup was good.
Oh, okay. Write that one down.
Don't write that one down. Don't write that one down. I think that's what it's called. So guess what I got in the mail today?
What is it?
Tea tree oil. See, this is when you know that you're over a certain age when you get excited about getting tea tree oil in the mail. It's like it's good for to put on your toenails, your nails, like Dad's nails, our nails, pop nails. But this came nicely packaged so that it won't break.
Yeah.
So you got this little thing to protect it because of course it's glass. And then it has its own little lid. Look, that's a lot of tea tree oil.
Yeah. All right, get your whole money's worth.
I know, right? So that's 4 ounces. I'm used to the bottle being this big. And this bottle has probably 0.45. I don't know what it is, but it's a small dose. But this one right here, 8 ounces. You know how far 4 ounces.
Yeah.
You know how long that can last? And plus you're not supposed to use it unless you mix it with something like another carrier oil, like a coconut oil or an almond oil or one of those things.
Yes. So it's like, they say put that on there. That's probably like a good preventive thing. I'm not sure what it does after the fact, I'm not sure. But they said that it's pretty much you need to work from the inside out. So if you get your candida or whatever you have, your what do you call that?
Fungus.
Right. Get the fungus squared away from the inside, then it actually, because it's just topical,
Yeah.
So
but it goes deep. I mean,
thank God. I don't have to. My feet and my hands are okay. But I love that. That's a good idea for preventive measure for me. And if you say it goes in deep, do you actually see a difference?
Well, you have to do it on a daily basis, like almost 3 times a day, and ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. But so this one here, these average ones, this is 0.5. That's 0.5 fluid ounces. So 15 milliliters, and this one has 118 milliliters. Yeah. But anyhow.
So what else do you have?
What else do I have? I don't know what else. You probably have some more things. I have things that I'm trying not to eat. That's for sure. I am down 1 more pound. I love it.
So you're gonna see her on Thursday. You're gonna be down another pound or 2. Get that.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that. I love those. I have that. Yes.
So it actually comes in an oil version.
Yeah, I have that.
And do you have the oil drops? They say this is actually a capsule, and the capsule looks like so.
Like a vitamin E capsule.
Exactly.
Yeah, I have those. But I think I have some
it makes sense. They said that you're supposed to have oil, so if you're gonna have oil, you're supposed to have it in some kind of capsule like that. So it makes sense. But they actually make it in a liquid form. The liquid form is supposed to be dropped underneath your tongue. Can I just say that if you can rock black seed oil or oil of oregano under your tongue or in your mouth and swallow it, you're a rock star, because that stuff is nasty. Or even soursop. If you can do any of those things like without putting it in a capsule, you my hero, as they say. Because that's some nasty stuff. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I would prefer to take. Well, you know what though? I do take
What?
the oregano capsules. I just bite right into them. I do.
Mm.
I do.
Well, it sounds like a liquid would be perfect for you. If you can do that, you can do all
No,
things.
I would
That's
prefer. No.
because I have to eat crackers or something, anything after I eat that. I mean, swallow that. I cannot because it goes down just like no.
No, sour sop, it's a bitter. The sour
Yeah,
sop drops or whatever what is it?
it's so
Like
it's yeah. So it's
the fruit
glassy.
in
What?
the fruit. Yes, the fruit though, sour sop is not bitter like that
No,
tablespoon stuff.
it's delicious, but you're not eating the seeds either. But
Well, maybe
this
they
is
had
my
the seeds all up in there.
and this is my new purchase.
Okay. Pumpkin
Pumpkin
seed.
oil. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to pull up the benefits of pumpkin seed oil. It's amazing how we try all these things and it's like it doesn't stick to memory as far as exactly what it's actually the benefits are. But handy dandy Google. So Google says that the pumpkin seed oil offers various health benefits, including supporting your heart health,
Okay.
boost your immunity.
Mm-hmm.
It's promoting your healthy hair growth. So I'm like, come on, Rapunzel, let's go.
Bring it
Yes.
on.
Uh-huh. So, and then it says it's also known for antioxidant and anti-inflammatory. And for me, having joints that hurt a lot, I'm going to try anything that says anti-inflammatory as long as it's actually a natural thing. But the funny thing is, when I was looking at this, it says it's cold pressed natural pumpkin seed oil, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when I was in the back, I'm like, should not the pumpkin seed be like the first ingredient? Oh, I stand corrected. You know what? I kind of zoomed down to the bottom, and the bottom said other ingredients. I didn't see the word other because I'm not wearing my glasses. Yeah. So yeah, that. But yeah, sure enough, pumpkin seed oil is the first ingredient, but I didn't see that because I'm not wearing my glasses. Over.
So while you're talking, so if anybody says, why is she not paying attention? Because I'm kind of like the producer of the back scenes here.
Yeah. So
while she's talking, I'm like looking to see if there's anybody in the chat because I can see the chat box. And then of course the squirrel trying to get a nut, the window's over here. And so I'm trying not to be distracted by cars going by, whatever, but the sun's coming in. But so while I was looking for whatever I was looking for, this lady that I was at the that North Carolina beach retreat at, she did a video with me in it and she just posted it. Oh, it says 2 days ago, but it just came up. So I'm going to find that video and I'm going to play it because it looks so funny. It's like the theme, you know, you hear a song that's really popular that people are playing. And I'm like, she missed the funny video. I showed you guys our video, the funny video last week. That's on my page. And so
Tina Turner hair?
Say again?
Your Tina Turner hair?
Oh, with my Tina Turner hair. Yes, that video. So but this lady's doing a Facebook. She put it on her Facebook page and she's a lady that was selling wigs.
Yeah.
So let's see if I can find that video because
okay, good. So while you're looking for it, I have one last product that I just bought also. It's a liquid iron MCT oil.
Okay.
It's got B6, B9, B12, and vitamin C, darling.
All right. And what's that called again?
Liquid iron.
Oh, girl, you got all. Wait, let me check over. I want to see this. Oil. Okay. Oh, MCT oil. Okay. I would have I got the regular one from I want to say a couple years ago now from like do we get it online or do we get it from because Walmart sells it too? It has like coconut oil in it.
You've been to Walmart?
I said years ago.
Oh yeah, you did.
I purposely said years ago because yes, we know that we're all supposed to be slowly, going to mom and pop stuff and not if you don't have to use the big box places like the W place and
or T place
and the A place. Yeah.
So I can say it's TikTok shop is getting my money. So can I just say that I'm saving so much money, like not running to Walmart because it's convenient. It's right next door.
Why do we say the W and then you're gonna say the whole word?
Oh, will it get put up?
We won't. We're still on, but you just cracked me up.
I thought you said we can say it now. Okay,
well, anyway. I just said W, trying to just avoid conflict.
The W and the T and the A. Now
put it in the comments. Put it in the comments section.
Put it and then I saw my comment today. Usually you have someone pop in and say something like, "Where's Mufasa? Where's Lord of the Most High?"
I know. Well, people,
This-
she's in the States now, so she's working. I'm not saying that she wasn't working when she was out
oh,
of the country. But,
mhm, mhm.
so let me see if I'm looking for that video because it looks like what?
While you're looking, it's also for anti-aging, hydration, as I already said, hair strength and skin regeneration. Oh, give me a new,
Girl,
Lord, give me a new.
oh, she changed the music too. Okay, it's supposed to be somebody's watching me this video, but let me see if I can keep talking because I'm figuring out how to get this thing to go live.
Yeah,
I got to click on this thing down here.
click on the thing down there without bouncing us off. But you know what? We have a good 35 minutes in already.
Yeah, girl, you talking about? You're the one that always clicks your stuff off. I think I'm. Let me let me stop talking before it happens today. But usually I'm pretty good at not knocking myself off. But let's see here.
Girl, look how big this apple is.
Wait a minute. Let me come back.
It's almost as big as my head.
Oh dang! When that comes off your tree, that's gonna be a sign. I don't know. I'm moving there or out of the country somewhere, so I can grow my own big apple tree.
That would definitely be the land of milk and honey. Okay.
Definitely.
But you know, my nectarines were probably about probably about a little smaller than this. I don't want to get too. I'm gonna get a lemon right here. It's close. So kind of like a happy medium between a lemon and an orange. Well, the size of the nectarines on a tree in the backyard. And can I just say sweet? Oh, delicious. Now, this apple is probably a little smaller than the cantaloupe that I grew in the backyard last year.
Oh.
But can I just tell you, that cantaloupe was so stinking sweet. I was like, wow. It's totally different. Like we had a cantaloupe from the store the other day, and that cantaloupe was so dry. I'm like, where is the juices? Right? So
right.
especially once you grow something yourself and you actually know what it's supposed to taste like, it's like.
So just know that we can hear you, but we can't see you yet because I'm getting ready to play this video. So I was trying to set it up while we were talking. Okay. Sure. So now you can see it full screen, right?
I can see a door. It looks like a door.
All right, like the doors that are behind you. Okay, here we go. Ready? Mm-hmm. This can't be the full thing because it's only 9 seconds. So maybe she posted it someplace else, the full video. But here we go.
Okay.
Give me
the back.
I'm back to the right.
Yep.
She really mixed it. Okay.
I didn't know they brought kids.
Play again. Not fun.
Okay.
I love how she did that, man. That took a lot of she was supposed to be in the same contest that I was in. And that was a lot of editing. So that's probably why. Like, how did she get herself up there like that? Okay, she needs to teach me a class.
Oh yeah.
So now I'm curious to see if she has that as a longer version on her TikTok. So that was her rig. She's called Sparky Sparks.
Okay, you gonna take it off? Because I can't see. Yeah, because I can't see you. All I can do is see her frozen in the. Okay, yeah. But yeah, so yeah, that's really neat.
Yeah, that was fun. That took a couple takes, and she took it from different angles and everything. I'm like, okay.
And she got it all down. You said in 9 seconds. That's amazing.
I know, right? Wow, my so I finally made to 1,500 followers on TikTok.
You did. Congratulations.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, some people do it lickety split, but so let's see if I can find Sparky's.
Well, all I can see is when the dollars start rolling in good, I'll wait a couple 6 months and then maybe I can get a little, hit me up on the little side a little bit.
You said when what start rolling in? Say it again.
I said I'll wait till your ducky start rolling in and then I'll give you 6 months and then after that, I'm going to need to see some residuals,
Okay, I hear you, sis. I hear you. That sounds good to me because that means you got something to share.
Yes, indeed. Exactly.
I'm gonna. Oh, okay.
Done. Yay! So my granddaughter's on the homework.
Yay.
So yeah. So we're at 39 minutes. So I have about 11 more.
11 more what?
Okay. Oh, minutes. Actually,
So
21
did you
more
say
minutes.
Pop had any appointments?
He's got no more. So funny. I was gonna say he has no more appointments for April,
Ha ha ha.
but actually
Well,
he
that's a
does.
good thing.
No,
That's
he
a good
yeah,
thing.
there's actually an appointment tomorrow by phone. So yeah, that's the diabetic doctor. I talk to her every 2 weeks. But I spoke to her last week, but because I didn't have I couldn't find Pop's phone for a day. But it actually
Tell
wasn't
that
a
story. Tell that
yeah.
story. Tell that story.
So I couldn't find. So I'm trying to call his phone because I'm like I
Good.
realized I needed to check his blood sugar, and I had changed his blood sugar information off of my phone, so that way when I go away, it doesn't say you're separated from them or whatever, right? And then cut you off, and then have to reinstate it. I said, okay, I'm gonna put it back on his phone. So I put it on his phone. It's been working out. It's been great for the last I don't know how many months, right? Working out perfect. But you have to also plug the phone in on a regular basis. So, and I'm usually, halfway decent with it, but girl, I forgot to plug that phone in. I'm calling that phone and there is no answer, which means that now I have to rely on the memory to figure out exactly where it was. So I'm like, Lord, I thank you for praying, by the way. I think you prayed that, asked the Lord to help me find the phone and look it, and voila. I wanted to call the doctor back and say, hey, I found the phone, but by then we already got off the phone. And she said, well, you don't have the phone right now. So we'll make you another appointment next week, which is tomorrow, because I didn't have the numbers to give to her, right? I had part of the numbers on my phone and part of the numbers on Pop's phone.
So did you say that the phone was misplaced and then it was
under
yours? It was
I found it. I'm sorry. I found it at 4:05 p.m. and they closed at 4 o'clock.
5 minutes. And it was on the nightstand. It was on your nightstand or right next to your charger, you said. It was right beside your charger.
Yes, because that's where I charged it, right? But that's also where I let it die after, I brought it back to recharge it again the next day, and it didn't do it. So, yeah.
I think that all of us, can you imagine if we lived in a world where we all could actually be the Proverbs 31 woman? She had help. She woke up early to make sure that her maidservants had, and I'm not trying to make, anybody, people can make an argument out of anything, but she just had it together. She had help. She just seemed like an organized woman. She would go and buy land. She went and looked for good fabric. I'm just saying, like, this is what I need. I need to have me some ladies in waiting helping me organize my life and just get organized. Seriously.
That was Psalms what?
Proverbs 31. I love Proverbs 31.
Proverbs 30.
I think the good stuff starts around 10.
Oh, it's all good, girl. It's all good.
It's all
good nuggets.
All good. But I'm just saying they say the son and the king lamentates, king lamented or something. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm on Psalms 30. You said
why you do that?
Psalms 30. Psalms 30:10?
31:10. Wait, so while you're doing that, let me play this. I think this is the same one on TikTok, but maybe she changed the music because sometimes the music are not compatible. So let's see. Let me see. And I guess I can't have full screen.
And what I like about this is that it's an amplified version, which gives you more detail, which I like a lot. So let me know when you're ready. Yep.
Oh yeah, see, she changed the music to it because it was supposed to be somebody's watching me. Yeah. You can go and support her over there at on TikTok. She is In Affair with Hair, and I'm in the background there. That was a fun video. And there's another lady that was at the resort that had me in her video too, but that was like we was dancing behind a screen, and then she played the music, and we just kind of like all you saw was our silhouettes. So that's another. Yeah, we'll have to show that when that comes out. But go ahead and read Proverbs. We went from that to this, but go ahead still. Proverbs 31.
So Proverbs 31 verse 10. The description above the verse 10 says it's a description of a worthy woman. Wow. Right? That's like, So it says, verse 10, an excellent woman, one who is spiritual, capable, intelligent, and virtuous. It says, who is he? See, who
But
is
back
he?
up for a second. You said spiritual. I love it. I'm typing
It
in.
says spiritual, capable, intelligent, and virtuous. Who is he who can find her? Her value is more precious than jewels, and her worth is far above rubies or pearls. Hmm. I'm gonna keep going with that. That's the whole 10.
No, go ahead, read the whole thing.
11 says that the heart of her husband trusts in her. And in parentheses, it says, with secure confidence, and he will have no lack of gain. 12 says, she comforts, encourages, and does him only good and not evil all the days of her life. She looks for wool and flax and works with willing hands in delight. She is like a merchant ship, abounding with treasure. She brings her household food from far away. She rises also while it is still night. That's amazing. Still night.
Mhm.
And gives food for her household and assigns tasks to her maids. It says, she considers a field before she buys or accepts it, expanding her business prudently. And with her profits, she plants fruitful vines in her vineyard. I'm up to 17 now, but all I can say is there's nothing but praise about this woman because she's a virtuous woman, she's a capable woman, she's a spiritual woman. That's amazing, and she's intelligent. So you get the idea. When you get a chance, read Proverbs 31 all the way through. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a testament as to her character, right?
Yes.
So what I can say is, Lord, let me strive every day to be a woman, capable, intelligent, all these things in the name of Jesus. This is what I'm striving for, right?
And
And
virtuous.
virtuous. Amen.
I said virtual. Virtuous. Yes.
They're spiritual, capable,
Yes.
intelligent, and virtuous. Yeah.
Yes. I put that in all that in the
And don't be discouraged, women. You know what? Long story short, if you're short in any of these areas,
and
God
most of us are. And most of us are.
washes us. No matter what you've done in your past, God washes us clean, white as snow. Right. So I say, Amen. You are all these things in the name of Jesus. We'll speak it in advance.
And if you're not there yet, we still have a chance to wake up tomorrow morning and start all over again.
There you go. Speak it as though it were. Speak it into existence. They say. I say, make it so.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it, Mommy. She, you and I and Mommy, we'll talk to each other sometimes 2 and 3 times a day, sometimes more. Sometimes we can't even keep track of, like, we'll hang up and say, okay, I'll talk to you next hour. Like, give me, go do the task that you had before you, and think about, because you were doing something last night. And I'm like, girl, think of that password. Let me go downstairs and start dinner, and then I'll talk to you the next hour. So I was talking to the auntie to help me with the stuff in DC, and right as I'm talking to her, Mommy calls, and that happens all the time. Like you and I will be talking, and then very rarely, but our sister Nika will call, or you and I were talking, and Mommy will call, or vice versa. Like all 4 of us will be talking to each other, and then the other one will, So, anyways, so I'm talking to my husband, and he's sitting beside me on the couch. I'm talking to the auntie in DC.
Yeah.
And then Mommy calls, right? And so then I'm talking to her for a bit. I'm filling her in. And I said, Mommy, I got to get ready for my 12 o'clock. She says, with Audra, right? I said, Audra. And I said, that's 1 o'clock. She said, never be too busy to have a conversation. I'm like, you're right. But I mean, like, it's only on Tuesday where I'm like 12. I can talk to you from 9 o'clock to 11:30, and then after that, So, Mommy, if you watch this, I love you. I love you, and I'm reading the message because she sent me. Yeah. Oh my gosh! Before we get off, I have got to say I'm not going to give any specifics because I want people thinking I'm talking about anybody. I'm talking about my own business. Yeah. We showed up to a very formal function this weekend. Lord. So first we had a function on Friday. We went to the function, and I won't say my husband and I were overdressed, but I'd rather be like a little bit overdressed than underdressed, right? So it was nice. It was like 10 people, casual thing. Leave it that way. It was fun, family. And then I figured, okay, we have another thing to drive hour to the same area and another function. So I'm thinking it's going to be like, I don't know. I did not read my invitation. First of all, I didn't even RSVP because I was in the ER room that weekend that I got the invitation, and then at all the confusion with my health and everything, I forgot to go back to the invitation because I said, well, if you can't get us in, I understand because I didn't RSVP manually or, not verbally, but, so they got us in, we got there. If we were in like our regular church clothes. This thing was long gown, emerald color, formal. When I say my daughter was so embarrassed, she's like, I'm sitting in the car. I'll wait for you. I'll see you guys in 3 hours. But we called one of the other family members. They're like, nope, we're all walking in together. This is okay. We're here. And you know what? And it really wasn't about me. You had to get over the fact that, a few people kind of stared at you like, what the heck do you have on? Like, this is, I mean, they had sparkly gowns and all the jewels and the pearls.
Yeah.
And that's our feeling. We can do that. But oh my gosh, I tell you what, I will never not go to a function before checking at least 3 or 4 days before to verify and to confirm.
I was telling you, I would have gone to Ross or going to Caldors or I don't know.
My husband, my husband had us there 30 minutes early. But by the time we were there so early, the people were still setting up.
Girl, you would have been 15 minutes late. Go and take that trip to not Macy's, but take that trip to somewhere where you're And
we definitely could have, but we sucked it up like buttercups. Is that what you say? Suck it up, buttercup.
Yeah, but you know what? It's sometimes good to. You guys always dress to the nines. It's okay to humble thyself. You know what I'm saying?
And it was very humbling because people look at us like, I thought y'all was the one. I thought y'all was a family that had 3 debutantes. Nobody said that, of course. Nobody know like that, But
true,
so that was just a God thing. And I went to walk by because when you do like this, it reminded me because I walked by the lady, the beautiful lady being honored, and I'm just trying not to say names so the privacy of other people. But I walked by and I went to go like this because we didn't look. My husband didn't want to get up and get a drink, and my daughter was trying not to get up and go to the bathroom, to not bring attention to herself. But eventually, you have to get up and do those things.
Right.
So when we had, I thought they were going to serve us because it was so elegant. I thought they were going to serve us at our table, but we got to go up and choose what we wanted. So on the way back, I did throw kisses, and she's like, she reached out her hand, and I am not going to. I went up on the stage and I did like this to her hand and squeezed it and all the things, because she was getting ready to eat, and went back to my table. And on the way out because we left, afterwards, kind of early-ish. They did the cake and everything. We ate. They did the cake. They did announcements, and I went to the dance floor and I gave her a hug because I'm like, to live as old as she did. Like I said, I'll keep all the stuff private.
Yeah.
Because it would be nice to still be invited to stuff, but if people think I'm going to report on everything that I do, then I don't. But yeah, it was just nice to be able to go and honor this beautiful young lady. I'll say it, young lady. But I tell you what, I will definitely from here on in and out, if I get me an invitation, that thing's going to be up. We're going to reiterate it. We're going to call the people. We're going to confirm and all the things.
But I totally understand that because there are times where I don't even check my itinerary to a flight that I booked until like the night before or so I can't even, there is no, there's never any judgment because, the boat you're in, I'm sitting right next to you.
I know. And the thing is, our mom used to like do our hair the night before and like prepare us, put the scarf on. Clothes was always laid out. Clothes was always laid out the night before. I always know to do that. I always know to do it, but I'm like, I got it in my head. I got it in my head. But then last minute, I'm running around looking for that one special thing: the scarf, the shoes, the socks, whatever. And always, I'm usually running around looking for. I love this little pouch, and I put my
oh, you still have it?
Oh yeah, girl, this thing it's so old. I need a new one. But my pouch, my phone goes in here, and then of course the credit card, and I always have to squeeze my lip gloss or something in the back pocket. It doesn't belong in here because it's supposed to just be for cards and credit cards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's how big it is, guys. It's just that big. But no, I gotta have the mirror in it in case I need to refresh my lipstick.
Oh Lord, that's like my eyes are still watering.
And then I got this from Mommy's house. Isn't that cute? In case you have to do emergency bubbles, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's in there, something in there. And then sometimes I try to put a pencil in there. I mean, a pen or whatever. And then you get like business cards from people. I'll stick them in there too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really overly full. But
Mm-hmm.
I just like, so at the last minute, I'm usually looking for this pouch because it has my driver's license and everything in it,
Mm-hmm.
and it goes around my neck. I love this thing.
Yeah.
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 So anyhow, oh, we're at 55. So what's the last thing you want to share before we get on out of here?
Girl, I had 13,914 steps yesterday. And that's after, that's including being at the gym till I laid my head on the pillow. 13,914. I was so tired.
I'm sure that
I
you
didn't even
were.
have to have a shower. So it's like, I was, it's like, you don't want to take a shower too early because then you feel like, oh, okay, I'm ready to go to bed now, but it's like, you can only go so long. I knew I was going to go outside and do some work too. So it's like, I was trying to wait, to get the shower till later on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, 13,914.
My husband just said, because he said that he averages 12,000 per day at work.
Mm-hmm.
And that's close to like 5 to 6, 7 miles.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we can do a really quick calculation, or you're on your laptop or your phone. But that's good. I mean, if I hit 6,000, I'm doing good for the day. Honestly, that's But I'm trying to get all the things in. So thank you for subscribe. Thank you for watching us here at Connecticut Housewives or Housewives of Connecticut. And then I'm just hitting all the buttons because it's almost time to go. We didn't do it.
Oh, so like click like and subscribe, you mean?
Yeah, that's there. I got that there. As I'm drinking my ginger tea.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, so female, why does it have to know female inches and all that good stuff on the one? I picked the one, miles to steps to miles. Okay. So it's asking me that's okay. So it was 13,914. This one wants to calculate your burns. Remember your entry? I don't need all that. I just need to know how many it is.
Oh, I'm hitting all the title things right now.
So 13,914 steps is 5.98 miles. I almost made 6 miles in a day.
What?
Yeah.
So that was the gym. And what else did you do? Because sometimes you don't get it all at the gym.
Outside, doing outside work, coming inside, up and down the stairs. Keep in mind, this house is a decent size. I'm not trying to be boastful, but the house is a decent size. You go up and down these stairs and all walk around all the rooms. You can get 10,000 steps in the house easy. But so long story short is, and I'm counting, also the gym time, like a whole hour. I was there from let's just say yesterday was a longer day, but yeah. So 13,914. Wow. Yeah. Oh, so now I know exactly how many I need for the 6 mile mark.
Wow. 13,000. Yeah, that's one thing I like about gardening season is that I will be back there walking back and forth, moving dirt and putting stuff in the ground and standing up and going to get a shovel and going to get a rake and all that. All the things. So that's why I love spring. Spring. And then usually, lose control of all the weeds by summer, halfway through summer, but it's still all good.
Yeah.
Still all good. But we love you guys coming in and popping in and out. We totally appreciate you. And I do again have a book coming out called Boldly and Bodacious Over 50 anthology. I'm not sure when exactly that's the date of that is going to be. Even if it's in the month of, we're almost in May. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Almost in May. I'll have to start taking good pictures because my daughter really does want to go to like a little tea house or whatever for turning 25. So yeah, I'll take pictures of that and hopefully I can just have it as a little slideshow or something like that. We'll get better at you and I posting our pictures. You send them to me and I'll put them in so we can see your garden. So because you didn't make it out there, we got that's okay. We can do it for next week because we don't want you going out there and getting attacked by all those ants, man. She tore down them ant hills.
I have my wet weather shoes on yesterday. It's like, come on.
Did you rinse them out first? Because you said you.
Oh, absolutely, positively, yes. Because we're sitting outside, it had the spider webs in there and stuff like that. No, I've been bit by a spider one time. I'm telling you, it was like a black. I don't know what it was, but that thing bit me so hard and so deep that I won't go share, but it was like necrosis. My skin started dying, but it burned so bad. I mean, it was like the worst. It was like bees and wasps and everything is stinging you all one time and never stopping.
Yeah, I didn't feel I got bit on my side of my side, and I had taken a shower and everything, and I
Yeah.
was in bed, and when I got up to turn the fan or something like that, just in that instance, I had a whelp like that big, and I'm like,
Mm.
"Was it an ant? What bit me?" Because you think
Yeah.
that whatever bit you would be rolled over dead somewhere near you. I mean, seriously, that's I mean, how does
Yeah.
it get away and escape? Seriously, that I mean, that and then before the next morning, I went to show my husband, and it was gone. So thank God. I
Yeah.
mean, the whelp was even gone, thank God.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
But
So, but
anyway,
yeah, but that thing turned pink. It turned red. It turned like a purple. It turned blue. It turned black, and then it turned gray. That was the most frightening thing. I had an appointment to go. I should have went to the ER, but I had an appointment. I made an appointment with a doctor, and by the time I got to the doctor, it was already starting to heal. I mean, I could have been dead and gone
I
from.
know, right?
But it wasn't. But I also didn't feel good either. I had to like lay it down.
Wow.
Yeah, girl,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
felt that part.
So
But we moved from Texas to the north, and all those boxes weren't empty. So I mean, I want to say that it could have been in one of those boxes, and I brought something from down here up there.
right. I hear you. But again, we thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
Yes, we are 1 hour in 1 minute and 1 second. And come back and watch us again Tuesday at 1 p.m.
Mhm.
and or also
Noon.
it's 12 noon in Texas
Yes,
on Central. You guys are considered Central, right?
we are Central Time indeed. Mhm.
Central Time. So we'd like to say peace.
Peace.
You're not doing it.
I said peace,
Okay, peace,
love,
love,
and
and blessings. Thank you so much for joining us. Come back and visit us next week. And her and I, we're going to also start. We need to do something on a Saturday or Sunday. We're just going to start jumping in and spicing it up.
Sunday, Thursday's good for me. On the Thursdays, Fridays are good.
Okay, I hear you. All right. Love you guys.